Welcome to the Belly of the Beast, your home for original horror content. Warning, some of our stories may be upsetting for some individuals. Listen at your own risk.
Today's original story is Never Meet People from Omegle, written and narrated by me, Sleepwalker. Parties in your early 20s can go one of three ways. Great, or terribly wrong. I bet from me writing to Belly of the Beast you know how this one went. This all happened 4 years ago, and honestly I can remember it like it was just yesterday. I had just turned 22, and as a celebration, my friend Chris wanted to bring me out to a party. He gave me no details on what we were doing except to dress nice and be ready by 8:30. I got dressed in nice jeans and a short sleeve button down. I put on cologne and got myself looking good. I'm a decent looking guy and pretty big. I'm 6 foot tall and about 250 pounds, mostly muscle. I had a bit of a beer gut, but looked strong. I definitely wasn't the kind of guy you would want to mess with, at least from looks, but honestly, I have never been in a fight. Most of my family and friends describe me as a big teddy bear. I'd usually try to avoid violence if I can. Tonight changed that entirely. I was so excited for the party tonight that I was ready by 8 and just sat on the couch, anxiously waiting to go. Around 8:35, he pulled up in his 2008 Dodge Charger and blared the horn until I got down. "Chris, chill out," I yelled as I ran out of my apartment to get to the car. I then saw Chris, my best friend, a short, tiny, but scrappy guy. He was always getting us into trouble, and it seemed like he was just a magnet for it. No matter what trouble we got in, though, he always had my back and I always had his. That's just how it is. "Hey Sam, I got something planned for tonight you're gonna love," Chris said as I hopped in the car. Oh God, should I expect something fun or another night of me ending up with alcohol poisoning? I replied. "Definitely fun. I know you'll love it." "Cool. Plus, the alcohol poisoning was your fault. You were the one who tried to outdrink those frat bros." True, true. Before the party, we are taking a detour, though. "Where to?" I asked. "We gotta pick up the girls." "Girls?" "Yeah, 2 girls. Anna and Lily." "Who?" "Anna and Lily." "Wait, are those the girls you met on Omegle?" "Yeah, they're super cool." "Have you met them before, in person?" "Nah, it's fine, man. We talked on Snap and they're really cool. We've been talking for like 2 months." "So we are picking up 2 girls that you only know from Omegle and going to a party." "Yeah, Lily told me about the party." "Wait, we're going to a party that they know about? Do you even know anyone that's gonna be there?" "Yes, chill out. It'll be fine. We're gonna have fun. Just enjoy your birthday." You are making this sound less and less fun and fine. "We will be there in about 10 minutes. Just chill out and it will be all good." We listened to music and started to get closer to the girl's place. For anyone who doesn't know, Omegle is a random chat room where you meet with strangers from the internet, and generally it's frowned upon to give out any personal information. I thought that was common sense, but Chris thought otherwise. My apartment is in a fairly busy city in Ohio, but if you know anything about Ohio, you'll know that each city is surrounded by miles and miles of nothing. We were 5 minutes from the girl's place when the road went from asphalt to dirt. It went from open road to woods. Heavy, dense, dark woods. Dude, there are no houses here. Where are they? I asked Chris. Just 2 more minutes, he said. I could tell even Chris felt uneasy as we got closer. Then we saw it. One dimly lit house in the middle of the woods. Are you for real? I asked. I, this can't be it. Well, the address says this is it. Maybe this is the wrong place. Ding. Chris's phone went off. They texted. What did they say? They said they see us and just come right in. They need a couple minutes to finish getting ready. Hell no! I am not going in there. Come on, man, don't be a baby. It'll be fine. Chris then shut off the car and started to get out. Come on, man, don't go. You know if you go, I'll feel guilty for not coming with you. That's why I'm going, Chris said with a smile, as he hopped out with the keys. I let out a long sigh, and I reluctantly followed. I heard the car door lock right as I closed it. Now you can't turn back, Chris said with a chuckle. We made our way towards the house, and I looked over it in every detail. It was an old wood house, with moss overtaking the siding. Some of the windows were cracked or had broken blinds. The lawn and trees surrounding it were overtaking the property. It looks like no one's maintained them in months. The garage door looked like a car rammed into it a couple of times, with gaps where you could see into the garage. Well, you could if it wasn't so dark inside of this house. The house had a spotlight above the garage and a flickering porch light. As I looked around, I noticed that Chris's car was the only one here. We slowly made our way onto the porch, and Chris reached to ring the doorbell, and as he pressed it, we heard nothing. Guess it doesn't work, he said, as he then knocked on the door. I don't feel good about this, man. It's all right. Their house is a little dumpy, so what? It's not that. I feel like this place is abandoned. They said they saw us, so they must be here. I'm just not so sure, I say as I start to hear the door creak open. Come in, a female voice said, as we look in but saw no one. We slowly stepped inside, and as we looked around, it looked just as abandoned on the inside as the out. We then saw a dimly lit living room with an old, crusty-looking couch. A small lamp was the only light source. There was nothing in the living room but a couch, a chair, and a small end table with the lamp. I could see two doorways from the living room leading out to extremely dark hallways. As we looked around, no one was there. Hello? I yelled out. Just a minute, just putting on my face, the voice said. Dude, this is weird, I said to Chris. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine, he said. As I looked at him, I could see a bead of sweat dripping down his forehead as his nerves were starting to get to him, too. We sat on the couch and dust puffed up at us. We started sneezing and then heard a door open down the hall. Lily, Anna, Chris yelled out. It's Lily. I'm coming to hang out until Anna is ready, a new voice said. We then heard footsteps coming down the hall. The footsteps stopped right before the doorway, right before the light. "Hey there," a female voice says. "Hey, are you gonna come out here, into the light?" I said. "In a minute. I'm nervous that you won't like what you see," I hear Lily say. "I've seen you before on video chats. You're fine," Chris yells back. "Okay," she hesitantly replies. As Lily steps into the light, I could see a small girl, about 5'1" or 5'2", with messy auburn hair. Honestly, she looked really, really pretty. She was dressed in ripped jeans and an old band t-shirt, Guns N' Roses. She also had on a white button-down over that. She seemed to have her arms crossed, not really in a standoffish way, but like she was covering something. As she walked over and sat on the chair, she walked slow. It seemed like she was trying not to limp. I didn't want to be rude if it was a condition or an injury, so I just said, "Guns N' Roses is a great band. I went to their concert in Columbus a couple years ago." "Yeah, that's awesome," she said, starting to crack a small smile. "So are you ready to party tonight?" Chris blurted out. "Party? Oh, yeah, the party will be fun," she said, not really enthusiastically. But Chris didn't seem to notice. "We're gonna have a great time," he said. Just then, I noticed Lily readjusting her arms, and I caught a glimpse of a stain on her shirt, right by the ribs. "Did you spill something on your shirt? I can give you my button down." No, I'm okay," she says while glimpsing back at the hall where she came from. All right." We talked and got to know each other for about 15 minutes. I kept feeling like something was wrong, though. My eyes kept getting drawn to the hallway where Lily looked back at. "So when is Anna coming out? We need to get going soon," Chris said. "She'll be out soon, I think," Lily replied as she moved her arms fully. She reached and twisted back to look towards the hall, and then I noticed something. Her arms were bruised and scratched and scraped all over. "Is your arm okay?" "Yeah, I just tripped while hiking," Lily said, not very convincingly. "You sure?" Yeah, she said, very uneasy. I couldn't take just sitting there and not addressing the unease in the room. "Something doesn't feel right here," I finally blurt out as I hear a door open from the hall, slowly creaking open. "Anna, you finally ready?" Chris asks as he starts to stand up and walk towards the hallway. We then hear slow footsteps coming towards us. Chris grabs his keys in his hand and says, "Now we can finally get going." However, the footsteps stopped again, right before she came into the light. "Is she shy too?" Chris asked Lily. She, Lily mumbles as I could see her tensing up. "We don't have time to do this again, Anna. You are beautiful, and I'm sure you look amazing, and we need to go," Chris yells. Chris gets right up to the hall, where Anna is standing. No, please," Lily starts to mumble. "Chris, wait," I say as I start to pull out my phone. I needed to just get some light out, see what was going on here. My phone was out, but I didn't turn on the flashlight quite yet. Chris was standing at the hall, just at the end of where the light from the lamp was reaching, but still couldn't see Anna as she was just inside of the darkness. Anna, are you going to say anything? Chris yells out. The room then went silent for about 20 seconds, but it felt like an hour. Chills ran down my spine, and I had finally had enough. I turned my phone's flashlight on, and I was stunned in horror at what I saw. A person, a man maybe, standing in a crooked, distorted pose. He was covered in blood from head to toe. He had a large butcher knife in his hand. Then I noticed it, something that haunts me to this day. He was only wearing one thing, and that one thing was a woman's face. Anna's face, stitched to his own. Lily then screams in fear and runs to hide behind me. "Do you still think I'm beautiful, Chris?" he says as he slashes Chris's arm with the knife. I was frozen, paralyzed. I tried to move but couldn't. My legs wouldn't move. "What are you?" Chris says as he shoves the man back into a wall. "We have a party to go to, right?" Sam, we need to go," Chris shouted at me as I finally snap out of my paralyzed state. "Let's get to the car," Chris yells out as he runs towards the door. As Chris left, I then saw as the man stood back up. "Oh, you must be Sam. Such a big, strong boy," the man said as he started coming towards me. I could feel Lily cowering behind me. "I can't wait to party with you, Sam. It's gonna be so much fun," he yelled as he charged at me with the knife. I had never fought someone a day in my life, but I knew in this moment if I didn't fight, I was dead. I caught his arm just before he could cut me. "Run, Lily!" I yell out as I try to fight off this madman. Lily dashed out of the door, running towards the car. I pushed the man back with all my strength, and he slammed into a wall. He was dazed for a second, and I ran for the car. I could see the headlights, and then I felt a cold blade slice into my back. I screamed in pain, and then felt the man's weight on my back as he slammed me forward onto my face. I felt my face scraping against the ground. I rolled over and felt another slice into my arms, and then I grabbed both the man's wrists to stop him from attacking me. "No, no, 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 no! You ruined the only good part of you! The only part I wanted!" he said with anger. I then saw his true face, as Anna's face peeled off, falling onto my chest. He looked like a monster, with no skin at all on his head, just muscle and tissue, bulging bloodshot eyes, and yellow-stained teeth. The man was on top of me and screaming, "You ruined everything that I wanted!" I guess during this brawl, the face had come ripped off as I saw staples still stuck inside of his skin. I then watched as Chris tackled the man, and while they were wrestling for the knife, I watched as the man sliced fast as Chris fell, holding his throat as blood ran down. I ran towards the man, swinging wildly at him, till he appeared to be knocked out. I grabbed Chris and saw a small cut right on the center of his throat. I gave him my shirt to use to hold pressure on his neck, and I helped him into the car. As soon as we got into the driver's seat, I could see Lily crying, cowering in the back. I backed out of the driveway, and as I looked back towards the house, I could see the man staring at us, standing in the driveway, knife in hand. I drove as fast as I could towards the hospital, hoping to make it in time for them to help Chris and treat all of us. Thankfully, I made it there with just enough time. We told the cops everything as they came into the room, but they never found the man. I found out later that Lily and Anna were kidnapped by this man. He was using them as bait to lead people to him. Over time, Lily and I actually connected due to the trauma, and we are now engaged. Chris healed and we still hang out, but haven't been to any parties since, and we definitely haven't been on Omegle since. Eventually, we all moved on from the events, but I still have nightmares involving that man. Every nightmare I have, he's wearing my face. And even though it's been 4 years, I still get chills down my spine, like the man could be in any dark corner watching me, waiting for the moment he could take my face.
I hope you enjoyed today's story. Please like and subscribe as it will help us to continue to provide you with great content. Until next time, stay safe and avoid becoming one of the stories from the belly of the beast.